Hey guys, it's Summer. Sorry, it like literally started immediately. I'm here with episode 7 of That Summer. Oh my gosh. Wait, is it gonna pause? Hold on, guys. I'm overwhelmed. It literally just started and I tried to start screen recording as soon as it started. Pretty much she just like walked into this room and grabbed that box. That's all that happened. And then that note. But anyways, we're here. This is starting up the sequel after finding out that Hazel and Nolan were the murderers. Okay. Well, Hazel didn't murder Nola, but Nolan did. Hazel was an apprentice to the murder. Okay, let's continue. She made every. This is a flashback. Okay. I'm excited to see, I will say, I'm excited to see where the direction is now taken, considering that, like, it's a murder mystery. And, like, we've already addressed that. The mystery, like, the mystery solved. So I'm surprised. I'm interested to see where we're gonna go with this. But, okay, let's get into it. Seeing this poem again after all those weeks felt like I had just put salt on an open wound. It was a painful reminder that Nola is gone. A few weeks earlier, I had been standing here for a few hours already with the hope of finding inspiration. What words could possibly make justice to what Nola meant to all of us? Nola's mom trusted me enough to write Nola's eulogy speech, so I had to get it right. Ow, I'm sorry. I just like bit my lip earlier and I like accidentally tugged on it with my mouth and it hurt. Okay, back into it. It was a hot night in summer, yet it felt like winter. When all the leaves fall and the wind blows through their bare skin, it's almost like I'm going through different seasons at once. For all we're going through, for we are all going through seasons. I remember that I hesitated to read the poem, thinking maybe this isn't what people want to hear. How could it get wait, how could it get better when you lost a friend, a sister, a daughter? Suddenly, I felt something in my heart telling me that it was the right thing to do. So I started reading the poem before Nola's family and close friends. For we all going what? For we all go through seasons. Sometimes the wind is too strong and makes our leaves fall. But through the wind and the rain we will blossom. This is the present day. For winter shall pass and leave its place to brighter days. Oh, not her repeating our poem. How I wish we could go back to that time when everything was simple, when death wasn't a part of the picture, when the only secret we would keep from each other was some silly crushes, not the names of murderers. Day of the judgment. I had been sitting there for hours waiting for the judgment. And if I didn't already know the truth, as if I didn't already know the truth, Nolan and Hazel were the bad guys of this story. It's crazy to me that like their literal friend Hazel like took part in it. That's what's crazy. Like, what are your thoughts on Hazel now? Like, that's so crazy. The villains. Where does this leave me standing? I wasn't one of them, but I had been aware of their identities for a while. Maybe it was blind loyalty, or maybe it was something else, but I decided to keep that secret their secret. And I can't help but feel like I betrayed you by doing that, Nola. You told me once that you thought I was unbreakable. I really wish I was, but ever since you left, I had a hard time getting back up. It was unfair that after your death, the world still kept turning. The sun would still rise and set, the moon would still be shining as always, when for me it seemed like the world had stopped for a moment. But it had almost been a year, so I had no other choice but to keep going, you know? Right now I'm taking classes so that I don't fall behind when I start college. Okay, so it's post a year. Ashton! I looked at the text I just received. Hope you have arrived safely, Mom. Who do you think it was going to be? The last time I spoke to Cheryl or Summer was at Nola's funeral. Oh, yikes. I was like, that's such a little. Maybe because Hazel's in jail. That's crazy. That's a long time. Hey. They're such friendship goals, though. No. I'm fine, don't worry. I'm actually the one who needs it. This was the last sentence that would come out of my throat. Soon my vision became blurry and a big lump formed in my throat. She's gone. Nola, she's really gone. This is present. I remember that day. The reality struck me. This was the final goodbye. And did it hurt? But I didn't want to let my emotions take over me. So I just took a deep breath and pretended to be okay. When in reality, I wasn't. How are you doing, Ashton? I'm gonna be alright. Are you? I'm fine, okay? You don't have to look at me like I'm gonna collapse. I'm still standing. That's sad. But I do like how they made him respond in anger because from some slight mini research that I've done on Google is that men typically react with anger in like traumatizing situations and stuff like that. So cool. A little fun fact. Don't trust me 100% on that. That's just what I found in minor research. But yes, I'm still standing. Present day again. Time had passed, but the pain still remained. My heart was as broken today as it was that day, but I kept on pushing. I never expected our friendship to end the way it did. But the truth is, we fell apart a little more every passing day. What began as calls turned into short texts before completely losing touch with each other. That is so sad. I guess a part of our friendship died with Nola. I don't want her perspective. Get her out of here. Turn to the right. Now left. Present. I stared blankly at the wall. There wasn't a single noise in here. It was so quiet that I could feel the weight of guilt crashing over me. What have I done? Like, crazy. My heart was beating out of my chest. Right at this moment, I realized what we had done. Nolan? What is that? Goodness gracious, the amount of flashbacks in the story. I realized it all, as if the veil covering my eyes had just fallen. Nola's body was floating in a bloody pool, and her blood was running down my hands. You are murderers. Alex's words. Who's Al? Oh, the brother. Alex's words echoed through my head. Murderers. Nola, I hope you can forgive me. Girl, no. She ain't forgiving you at all. And I hope I can forgive myself too. Girl, I hope you never forgive yourself. That's crazy. Present day. I still catch myself passing by Nola's room and stopping there for a minute, making sure to remember every detail about it. Day of the funeral. There's no way to come back from this. Not when they killed my little sister, my Nola. The family that I didn't choose but would choose over and over again. You were a sister, a confidant, my partner in crime, in a pain, but I wouldn't have it I wouldn't have it any other way. Why did it have to be you? Why? Why can't life go after the real bad guys, the one that aren't even half of what you are? Tell me why. Mom and dad are inconsolable, Nola. You were their little daughter. They were so proud of you, you know. They were devastated, but they were putting a brave face for me. But I know that their hearts were shattered, breaking piece after piece. As the days went by, the realization came. You're not coming back. Every time I think about Nola, I can't help but feel guilty about that day. I walked in Nola's room one last time, hoping to remember every detail of what remained of her. Oh my gosh, sorry. I didn't know someone was. Are you crying? No, duh! I'm fine. Alex. I wiped the tears falling from his eyes. We were both broken-hearted, but I knew that his heart had been shattered into millions of tiny pieces. They say that the eyes are the windows of the soul, and how true is that? Just by looking in his eyes, I could see the pain. He leaned in dangerously close to me, and I didn't stop him. I knew I should have. I know I should have, but my head and heart were at two different places right now. He kissed me, and I let him. The kiss we shared was different from the ones we once shared. It was a kiss of broken hearted people trying to mend their broken hearts, falling into a moment of solitude needing each other. Right here, right now. Thinking about nothing else but the present. A lot has happened, but that was one of the reasons why I wanted to leave Riverside. It was suffocating to be there. It's hard to stay in a place where everything reminds you of the person you lost, when people can't help but feel sorry for you. Girl, why is that girl in a baby suit? You can go before me. When they can't help but reminisce about how tragic it was. The thing with little town, whoa, the thing with a little town such as Riverside is that it takes some time for people to forget about events like that. So when they, so when the time came, I was relieved that I finally got to leave. We flew away from Riverside, thinking that the pain wouldn't follow us. Meanwhile, I needed change. I didn't want to be the Cheryl Clark I was anymore. To be honest, I couldn't stand looking at my own reflection in the mirror. I wanted the person in front of me to disappear, to vanish with all of the pain, hurt, and guilt she was feeling. It was now summer break, which means time to go home. I have to go back to Riverside. Oh, she cut her hair! And I was going to meet with Summer and Ashton for the first time since the last few months, and I was dreading the reunion. That's it. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I mean, like, should I continue, guys? I feel like this episode's kind of like the initial episodes were obviously good because like the murder, the mystery was interesting, but like now it's kind of getting repetitive towards the end. Like the final episode, like after we found out who the murderer was, it's getting kind of repetitive and like the same old lines about mourning Nola. Like, yeah, more Nola, but like it's a short story, so I wasn't connected enough, so it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I just feel like I'm like reading like I'm like when I'm reading Eat Me Up, I like feel like I have time to also just like interact and like pause and stuff. But like when I'm reading this story, like these past episodes, I feel like I'm just reading a script. Like I'm not able to talk and make much commentary on it. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want me to continue the series or not, or if we should just end it here since the main story's over. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll try reading a few more episodes and see if it interests me, and I'll post them. But if not, I'll just won't continue the rest of the sequel. But yeah, those are my thoughts right now. We'll see. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, I am thinking of starting another series, but it depends. First of all, it depends if I don't continue this one. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I might as well just talk, but I think that at most I wanted to try to do three at a time, rate this story, Eat Me Up, and then the one I'm planning on starting, but I just feel like that's too much for me to manage because I personally like to read like one thing at a time. Like if I'm reading a book, like literally a book, I like to read a book first and then read another one. Or like on episode when I'm actually reading on my own, like a main story for myself and not for YouTube, I like to read one at a time. And then I'll like read like other random ones, but those are only for me to get gems and stuff and book club reads, which would just be like episode official stories, and I won't even like actually take them seriously. I'll just like skip through them or whatever. Um, so typically I would just have my one main story and then like read Eat Me Up on the side for YouTube. Um, but then I started this one with Eat Me Up, so I think two is gonna be the max because I still want to have time to like read my own personal stories and then be interested in these as well. Because I don't wanna start a series for YouTube and not be interested or not be able to keep up with it with my mind because I like to focus on things. So yeah, we'll see. I think the most will probably be two. I can try three because right now I'm not actually reading anything like off camera. I'm not reading any stories right now. I've just been reading Eat Me Up in this one. But we'll see, like I said. But if you guys want to leave any recommendations, go ahead and do so because we'll see how far this series continues because I don't know. Right now I'm feeling kind of not that into it. So I don't want to continue reading it if it's just going to be boring the entire time. So I'll give it another chance. Maybe like one more episode or two. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.